Hey everyone, Jeff here. It's time for me to do another vinyl update. About a week ago, I went to a flea market, and while I was there, I picked up some tremendous things for dirt cheap. There was this guy who was selling records at $1 each, but he gave me 16 of them for 10 bucks, which works out to be around 60 cents, I would think. So anyway, I got some mind-blowing things to show, and I'm just going to go straight into it. So what you're going to be listening to in the background here is Glassworks by Philip Glass, and all of these records, except for one, are in pristine condition. So that was cool. This is a fantastic album. I would describe it as modern classical. It's not new agey sounding, although I could understand why someone might say that. Either way, it's just a tremendous album, and that's what you're going to be listening to. So there's a big stack here of stuff that I got, and I'll start showing some of that. So first, Newport 1958 by Duke Ellington. This is on the Columbia 6i label, and this is my first Duke Ellington album, and I really dig this. I listened to this earlier this morning, and it is really good. So I'll have to keep more of an eye out for Duke Ellington in the future. I picked up a copy of the Clark Duke Project, which of course Stanley Clark there, George Duke there. This was disappointing, very disappointing in my opinion. Just considering the lineup here, just not interesting music to my ears. So, could have been better, but still, for about 60 cents, this is definitely a cool piece to add to the collection. I also picked up the Oscar Peterson Trio in Amsterdam, Holland. This is on Verve, and I haven't listened to it yet, but it looks like it's a collection of standards. So that was cool to get. Also picked up the Long Riders 10560. This was okay. It had its moments. Didn't really do it for me though. And I guess the same thing can be said for this Rain Parade EP here. It's cool to get for sure. You know, it's in great shape, but not the sort of music that moves me too much, but still cool to add to my collection. This record here was probably the best cheap score that I've ever had. I'm going to show that right now. Ghost. For those of you who aren't familiar with Ghost, they are a Japanese psychedelic folk, rock, progressive, very unique sounding group. And this record originally was released on CD, I think, in 1990, and this vinyl version came out in 97. So I don't know how it ended up for less than $1 at a flea market, but I'm definitely not complaining. And when I saw this, I didn't really know much about it. It just, you know, the cover was cool, and then this is what the vinyl looks like. It's just this beautiful, kind of green-tinted, clear vinyl. So when I saw that, I was just like, you know, it's dirt cheap. I gotta hear what this is, and it's tremendous music. So I know a lot of you guys on Facebook were kind of envious of this one, and I won't be letting go of it, but it's definitely something to keep an eye out for if you happen to find it in a flea market. So definitely recommend it. These next few here are more common albums, but they were just, you know, they were in great shape and they were there. So first, Mystery to Me by Fleetwood Mac. Departure by Journey, and this still has the sticker, it's still in the shrink, all that stuff. And Evolution by Journey, same thing, still comes with the sticker. as far as Journey goes, I'm much more into the early Journey, like their first album, but, you know, their later, more pop-sounding things were definitely okay to my ears, so that was cool to get for sure. Also picked up Delamitri. I haven't listened to this yet, but it's on Chrysalis, and it looked pretty cool. You know, just look at that artwork. That had some pretty cool artwork. So, I'm excited to spin this. We'll see how that is. I also picked up a copy of The Top by The Cure. I'm not a huge fan of The Cure, just from what I've heard of them, but this isn't the sort of thing that you usually see at a flea market, so I figured I'd pick it up and I'll give it a shot. So I haven't listened to it yet, but hopefully I like it. Next here is an upgrade copy of Aqualung by Jethro Tull. Of course, this is an album that I've had forever, and this is a later press, but the version that I have on vinyl isn't very unlistenable. I mean, isn't very listenable. Sorry about that. So, you know, I finally got a good playing copy on vinyl, and very happy to have this. I spun this the other day, and you know, it's definitely one of my favorite albums. So, very cool to get that. Also picked up Human Switchboard with the album Who's Landing in My Hangar. I haven't listened to this one yet, and yeah. So I really don't know anything about this here, but it, you know, it looked like it could be interesting, and it was, like I mentioned, it was cheap. So we'll see how that is. Now this was one I was so excited to get. A copy of Black Sea by XTC, and you know, as you can see, it's in great shape, except for one thing, and I was stupid and I missed this. So you know, I pulled it out, like, oh yeah, that looks good, but there's a giant chip in the record. So I don't know. It looks like it's just in the dead wax, so I can probably still play it, but it's a shame that it's not as great of a copy as I thought it was. But still cool to get that, and I'll probably spin it at some point, you know, because that little crack in it shouldn't impact any of the music. So, anyway, just trying to get that on. Black Sea by XTC. And last but not least, on the flea market finds is Before 3 O'Clock. This is on Frontier Records, and this band, oh, it's going to bug me now. They originally had a different name, and for some reason that name is escaping me right now, but for some reason or another they had to change their name to Before 3 O'Clock, and, or I actually don't know, maybe it's just 3 o'clock. Anyway, they had to change their name, and so this is a reissue of the album that they released under a different name. This album is okay, it has its moments, but the vocals I remember just being really weak, and just kind of amateurish sounding, but still definitely cool to get, and that artwork is just awesome. So, that concludes my flea market finds. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I wish I wish every flea market trip could be like this, but unfortunately they aren't. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.